YouTube, this is Bayu here. I present to all of you the second cat in the, what is it, a pack? No, pack is for dogs.
Clouder.
And the clouder, which is a group of cats. This is the oldest one in the group. His name is Sammy. And as you can see, he likes to be touched and caressed and yeah, puppy, yeah. Show YouTube how much I like you stuff, puppy. Yeah. Relax. Okay, back to back to YouTube information. I have not posted any videos lately because basically it's a lot of the same. Following the crisis in Ukraine, how the Western nations blame Russia for everything, how the economy in the US is falling apart, the fuel prices are outrageously high, over $5 now, in California even over $6, close to $7. But the surprising thing is President Biden wants to blame it on Putin, which, you know, if he was planning to run for the second term, he's screwed. He screwed himself up because nobody's going to go for his dumb ass. He doesn't recognize the problem that he has created. All these sanctions coming back to the point that even African nations are putting sanctions on European nations. Case in point, Spain and Algiers. And this is sad to see how a Minister of Foreign Relations, Alvarez, is an idiot. And I mean it, an idiot, because he has destroyed the foreign policy of a country, in this case Spain. They have been working for the last 600, 700 years, and now he had to run and cry over to the EU secretary, the borderline lady, to ask for help because the Algeria is basically giving two fingers at this idiot and sanction all the Spanish cities in Spanish companies, and they close their bank account. A little bit of the same recipe that the West did get to Russia, now Algiers is given to Spain. Basically what I'm trying to explain to you is that disarray in the world because our own idiots in Washington put sanctions, and when you weaponize the banking system, the dollar, and everything else, people do copycat. And whatever you do to somebody today, the somebody will do to you or to somebody else the next day. In psychology, that is called reciprocity. So don't do to others what you don't want to be done to you. But these idiots, they don't care. I mean, they don't care. They're evil. They have nothing on the brain. Now, I got a friend of mine in Argentina. He sent me a recording of this. They're heavily recruiting ex-soldiers, people that they do the military service in Argentina, and they are going straight to Ukraine to fight on behalf of the Ukrainian government because the Ukrainian soldiers are quitting left and right and left, top to bottom, bottom to left. I keep up with this incident under the program, computer program, Telegraph. Let me read it. Telegram, excuse me. And there is somebody that does all these close videos. Intel Slava, S-L-A-V-A-Z. Intel Slava Z. Another person that I thought I told you already was Patrick Lancaster, and now the BBC. The pirates are calling Patrick a communist soldier. I wonder if these people at BBC know, understand that the real Communist Party in Russia is a far number two party, and the communist philosophy is dead in Russia. It might be still alive in China, in Vietnam, in Cuba, but in Russia it's dead. I mean, they are politically speaking, they are nothing. They are less than 8%, 10%. So the desperation of the West, seeing how the Russian military is destroying Ukrainian defense, using the mighty Russian, I said again, mighty Russian artillery, causing the Ukrainian soldiers to just get out of the foxhole, get out of the defensive line and run back, and later complain that they're not getting artillery support, because it's true, the little bit that they have left is being centralized, using to attack a position, but to no avail. This war is over, and basically what the West is doing right now is hiring people from another country, in this case Argentina, because they are not going to run away. They are going to stay in place.
Ayer un curso mío me dijo que dos chicas que hicieron el equipo conmigo firmaron contrato y se fueron para allá. Sí, algo leí. Así que...
They are even hiring female professional soldiers.
Buenas chicas, dice, bueno. Buenos soldados, pero bueno. Decidieron parecer.
Buenos soldados. Even though it's a male noun, it makes a reference to a female soldados. You know, female soldadas. A little bit of Spanish grammar. The point here is that they're going to poor countries in Latin America, or let me rephrase that, countries in Latin America where there is a lot of need for jobs because of the economy. And they promise this and they promise that, and then they take into Ukraine to fight, because soldiers in the West countries in Europe, they're not going to fight. They don't like the position of Ukraine, they don't like Zelensky, and the only hope is to get somebody else to fight. If you notice, there are very few, if any, Africans fighting on behalf of Zelensky and the West. So, of course, they have to go to the Middle East, to those radicals, jihadists, which now I can see a few more than before, and getting Latin American professional soldiers that already left the service, so they can go and fight for a little bit of money. And if you recall, the two, I call them pirates, the two British soldiers that got caught, they're sentenced to death. So Pushilin, which is the leader of the Donetsk People's Republic, he already said that there is no appeal. There is no appeal for a military tribunal decision. That's the law in Donetsk. Those two British soldiers, or mercenaries, excuse me, follow under the Donetsk laws, and they're going to be executed. I hope and pray that when they do the execution, it's a military execution, against the wall, the drums, the last meal, the priest, or I don't know how to Slav call the father. They're Christian, but they're not Catholic. And they do a decent job. I like how they executed the president of Iraq, which was a mess. So if they do a nice, with military honor execution, it would be well received around the world. I mean, mercenaries don't fall under any regulation, and don't let the British lie to you, because mercenaries are mercenaries, the lowest form of humankind, if you can consider it human, because getting paid to kill is nasty. Now, if you're a professional soldier, that's your job. But mercenaries, they don't belong to any country, they just go and kill for money, worse than the blue-collar criminal. So basically, I make this video to tell you that now they're recruiting soldiers for Latin America, especially Argentina and Peru, to go and fight for the Ukrainians, because Ukrainians themselves are running away from the Russians. If you go to get an account with using Telegram and sign up with Intel's Lava C, you're going to see unit trust unit trust unit after unit. The remaining soldiers are running away from the final protective line, the defensive line, complain to President Zelensky that they have no support whatsoever. Oh, by the way, their commissioned officers, the lieutenants, the captain, are the first one to run. A day or day and a half before the Russians get close to them. So it is a mess. And what the West is doing over there, sending people to be killed by that is uncalled for. And keep in mind, the used to be president between the two terms of Putin. He was the president one term. He said and rephrased that there is always a possibility to use nuclear weapons. And recently, about last week, the vice president of the Russians don't call it Senate. The Russians call it a Security Committee. That's what they call the Senate. The vice president of the congressional floor, he also used the same statement that it could be the possibility to use nuclear weapons. So now we are in World War III. Not like same as World War I, not the same as World War II, but this is a new type of World War III, which is economically, diplomatically, financially, and the energy now, and now the food. This position of the business of selling the grains. If you read the problem, you understand that even though Russia wants to sell, but they got so many sanctions on the ships, on the cargo ships, that is like, what we're gonna do. So we are in World War III. Hopefully they will not use nuclear weapons. And if they do, we all gonna be in problem. The whole world is gonna be in problem, because believe it or not, the United States cannot afford a total military defeat done by the Russians, because according to them, the perception of the power will be destroyed. I don't know what perception the idiots are talking, because what happened in Los Angeles last week from Monday to Friday was a disgusting mess. I mean, it's like the rest of Latin American countries basically were dancing. That's a funny African cartoons dancing around with the spears, and you got the big pot in the middle boiling the hunters, the big white hunters. That's what it was. I mean, the president of Argentina basically invited Biden to the next CELAC, which is Central American and the rest of the Latin American nation meeting, but not to join, but to see how they behave and how they do a continental meeting. Basically to teach him and the idiots that he has around him, how do you do a meeting, an international meeting. Basically he was laughing at what the US was doing in Los Angeles. It is sad when you have the so-called banana countries telling the big boss, so-called big boss, hey, you're an idiot and this is what we're gonna do, you invited, you're not gonna join us, we don't want you, but we want you to learn how you conduct a meeting. You're not the boss anymore, you have no power anymore, you're not empire anymore, we're not colonists anymore, so wake the hell up, smell the coffee, and behave like reasonable people, because you have nothing left. And I hope that they're not going to shift the mess to China, because the Chinese army is going to eat the U.S. forces in the South Pacific. I'm not going to tell you I hope I'm wrong, because what I have seen, the training they have done is amazing. and the lately use of the submarine missiles, underwater launch of anti-airplane missile was amazing. This is not Russian equipment, this is Chinese equipment. So any way you put it, the West is right now in the defensive, and they're not doing good at all. Europe is just about down, economically speaking, it's a mess. Spain, which used to have a little bit of power on the African nation, is no mas, and then now going running to a von der Leyen lady to cry because Algiers is misbehaving and not going to sell the gas to them. What a mess. Okay, YouTube, I know this is a video that some of you might not like it. I don't like it myself, but that's the truth, and you need to prepare for this. Now it was worse than 3 months ago. We're getting close to a nuclear conflict because the idiots on the West do not recognize that Russia's kicking their tail. They don't recognize that China is the new boss in the market, in the economic system. And then, like Hugo Chavez said before he was assassinated, El mundo al revés will destroy you before they destroy themselves. The upside down world will destroy the world before they get destroyed. And it's taking place, guys. So behave, get ready, get prepared. Talk to your loved ones if you are far away from them, and make a plan. Have a plan ready to leave the US, to leave Europe. I don't know where you're gonna go. At least have a passport ready. Make sure you're working your passport, okay? If anything, work on the passport. Have it ready, some documentation so you can run away if you want to run away. Okay, talk to you later. Behave to the next time. Hopefully we will have a next time.